Previously in Satisfactory. Hello, fix-it engineers.
Pioneers have three
It's
cyclical
Clippy.
assigned pillars of 5, 4,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Planet fall procedure.
Fire! I am at 100%.
Remember, efficiency first.
The efficiency, danger, poison plant, and hello, that's a long way down. Pure! Just what I need. Yep, I'm going for it. No! Satisfactory tip number 2. Purity is everything.
Congratulations. You have unlocked Hub Feature Manual Craft Bench.
I'm already on
Hub
it.
Feature Hub Terminals.
Free nuts! We will rock you. This is a little walkway off to a slug. My first slug of the game. Noises? Loud noises. And now the exciting conclusion. I am just handing in this for the next end of quest. I have a hub upgrade. Well, this is pretty cold.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
You have unlocked Scanner Stone.
Yay.
New buildings and blueprints, which can be found in the build menu and craft bench respectively.
Well, that hasn't given me
Seventh
much.
objective.
Oh.
Hub upgrade, conveyor belts. Note. Use power poles to expand the power network for optimal results. Note. Constructors are capable of constructing copious parts, of which only one type at a time.
Okay, so I was barely listening, and that gives me a great opportunity to give you another satisfactory tip. The X key. X key gives you your codex, which basically has a few things. You've got your inbox and your tutorials. Now the inbox is all the main things that Ada sends you. You can replay her message.
This consumable possesses minor healing properties. Further analysis required to establish object scanner identification.
So if you did miss something, you could. I'm going to mark them all as red, but you could also read the things. And then you've got tutorials. So these are the things that you are actually going through. So all of this you should have heard as you go through, but if you find that anything is too fast, you can come through and take another look. So these ones, tutorials actually, not tutorials, onboarding, will come through and you'll hear, but tutorial you won't. So this is where you can read through again and get a bit more of an understanding. I do once again recommend highly the Wikipedia and the Reddit community to help you out. A nice little bit that you've got is check it out at fixit.biz, Ada at fixit.biz, and your own personal employee email. These actually do work. If you email to these, someone will respond. They go to a central email inbox, it seems, but they have some absolutely brilliant humour. I have had a long-running chain going on for a little while since the open weekend, and I've just realised, I'm so sorry everyone, that's not straight, and I'm not going to change it. Sorry. Yeah, since open weekend I've been exchanging some emails, trying to get some funny entertainment out of them, and hello, I have concrete. Concrete is actually one of the most important things in the way I'm going to play. I like foundations. Foundations are great, you can snap things to them and make it easier. Ooh, biomass, yes please. Never burn leaves on their own, always convert to biomass. It is far better. In fact, I'm not even sure you can burn leaves on their own. I've kind of not tried since the beginning. I have no more inventory slots. Well, that's good. Let's make copper. I can't make copper. Screw. I can't do anything. What can I get rid of? Those. And those. And one of those for now. My hope is that I don't need too many berries. Right, so let's clear out the copper because I definitely don't need that much copper yet. Oh god, this is going to take a while. Why would I do such a thing? Right, so I'm going to clear out some of these manufacturing. I'm going to speed it up very quickly in the edit. And we're back. So, screws. Screws are really, at this stage, only really needed for the reinforced plates. I don't think that's necessary yet. So let's take a look what else we've got. We have my smelters. So now I can smelt the ores straight into ingots, which actually I probably should have done a second ago. And I have constructors constructing the ores themselves into something else. That requires some plates. And then I have the power to start doing the power maintenance for the grid. Really, I just want to skip through, so I'm going to rush through a lot of this at the very beginning. So I do need 2 plates for this, and I also need more iron for the and concrete. It's a good thing I've already picked some up, but I'm going to be worried because I'm going to need to get more concrete. I'll tell you what. Oh no, I can't get it back. Oh no! Well, I shot myself in the foot there. Let's see if there's any more limestone nearby. Oh, 168. I mean, looks like we're going to get some more concrete anyway. Fine. I'll carry on as it was. 2 of those. So I do need some screws. I'll make, if I remember correctly, it's a fair bit. I need some more plates. Let's deal with that. But yeah, so it's going to be a bit frustrating in the beginning as I'm not automating anything. As soon as I get automating, my whole aim is to just... Oh, wrong way around. It's just to max everything as much as humanly possible. I have done a lot of the calculations, so I understand how things can go. Again, this is the way I play. This is not the way that everyone has to play, and I'll give a few examples as we go. So fundamentally, each node can output a certain amount, and then a belt can handle a certain amount. So you can try and push out as much as the belt can carry, or push out as much as the miner can carry and split it out among as many belts as you can, or however it happens, or just put a belt that's fast enough in the right places. The ultimate goal is just to make manufacturing of the end products as fast as possible, because after the early access we'll get more and more things to make, so the better we can optimize things now, the more it'll help us. So hopefully I can help you with your planning, your understanding, and if there's anything that you want to know, please drop a comment in the YouTube, give me a question, and if I don't know, I will take a look online and find out. So, as I said before, I'm manually crafting as much as possible, but this whole area is going to be building up to just making reinforced plates. Maybe. I mean, that's a lot of reinforced plates, but maybe I'll do a little bit of reinforced, and then for 2 of the nodes, and the other 2 will temporarily be making something else. But eventually this will be reinforced plate zone and reinforced plate zone only. And then I will find a new place and do something else. But this feels like such a great place to start with 4 pure nodes and 1 pure copper. I really didn't have to look very far. The only thing I'm going to need is coal fairly early on, or as soon as I can. Did I just use all of that? Yeah, I did. It's a good thing I didn't need it for anything else, so chuck that in. 1, 2. Again, it's like I planned it. Boom. Milestone 3 unlocked. Now you can take a nice look at
Congratulations. You have unlocked new buildings and blueprints, which can be found in the build menu and craft bench respectively.
Beautiful. What have I unlocked?
8th
Foundations.
objective, hub upgrade, additional power. Advice: when planning the construction of buildings, note the placement of conveyor belts. Caution: overloading the power network guarantees suboptimal performance.
Is there a new thing that I can research? Additional power? Is that what that gives me? Just give me minor. That's going to take quite a bit of stuff. So, first things first. Let's go and get just that tiny bit of limestone from the other location. I believe the best way up would be there. Let's get myself prepared for battle. And then I'll come back and build on the original miner. This does not look... Well, first of all, I can't get up that direction. This does not look like it's going to be easy. First of all, I get stuck. Well, I'll just take this meanwhile scan for limestone. Sounds good. Sounds like it's right round the corner. Do that again. It's down there. I mean, I can get to it, but I don't need to. Let's focus on the one that's in the hard to reach place where I'll probably be attacked and killed. Sounds like a good plan to me. What could possibly go wrong? So yeah, let's quickly turn this into concrete. We've got a fair deal out of that, which is pretty good. I've actually even got a spare piece from there, from last episode, to build that and make one more. Now, foundations. Now, I'm going to add this to the hotbar very quickly, just in case. I'm going to use the tool ones, so that will be this one and this one, just to get up there quicker. All of the foundations cost the same amount. Now, it will be hilarious if I didn't even need it, if this is just going to let me walk all the way up. So I'm going to slowly wander around. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Well, that was the surprise. Hi, guys. I see you. That was rather good for the amount of damage I took last time. I cannot believe. Genuinely, it would have been my luck that I didn't actually have to climb up, didn't use any foundations. But it's good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I've got my conveyors. I've got some walls, some starter walls, which is very useful. Yeah, the next thing will be to make the words fail me. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is actually... Hang on. I'll leave that for a moment. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is phenomenal. I love these. And another crashed site. So there's some things in there. There's a place I need to be. I love these scaly rocks. That is phenomenal. I don't actually know if I need any of that now, but I'll take it anyway. Can I risk jumping down? Yeah. Oh. Computer feels a little sluggish there as I have all of the view behind me. Now, what do I need? What do I need rather for this one? Well, I got enough of that already. I've got enough of that already. Don't have enough of that. Don't have enough of that. But I have a miner doing all the work for me. So let's grab that. rush through to get this done. Not enough space in inventory. Of course there isn't. I need to put the creature carapace down. Get rid of that and actually get rid of some of this whilst I'm not using it. So I'll speed up the process just so you don't have to sit through it. Ooh-wee. That took quite some time, and I think that should be all I need. Don't forget to keep sorting your inventory, keep it nice and pretty. Upgrade hub. Boom. New buildings, player upgraded. Now at this stage,
congratulations,
you get your screens.
you have unlocked hub feature, additional biomass generator,
especially this one.
New buildings, which can be found in the build menu.
Excellent, biomass generator. That
Ninth
makes
objective, hub upgrade, molecular analysis. Yep. Note, to ensure full mastery of skills and equipment, I have been asked to not interfere with this last objective.
Yeah, stop interfering.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. This one, the orange screen of death. Fatal exception S1M0N, also known as Simon. Blame Simon. Right, so one more upgrade. Just select it. I'm actually... I could do most of that quite easily. So the question is, do I do that in another couple of rounds? That's going to take me quite a while. Or do I automate it? That is a big question. Because once I've done that, I have biomass burner. So I can actually automate a lot more. I can kind of max things out a bit. But I don't have that much leaves, and I haven't really gone on a hunt for leaves. So... hard decisions. But the object scanner comes in, which is nice. And then we start doing the hub. Well, let's start with dealing with that wood, because it's just sitting there and annoying me. Well, actually, I have miners now. So let's look at it another way. I will build some miners. I will start automating the basics. So that's going to be picked up. That's going to be picked up. I have no more here. I'm going to start over on this end with a queue. And I have the miner. Aha! Also, I'm going to start with foundations. Am I going to start with foundations? Is it the right thing to do to start the day? Yeah, maybe. Now, foundations and miners are an interesting thing. You can place a miner. Yeah, I can't afford. Let's go get some limestone, because it'd be really good to show you this. Good to show you how these work. There might be a clip in the video. I'm just going to reset the recording because it's lagging a little bit. Okay. Don't fall down. It's a mighty long way down. Ah, pretty. So you can place the miners on foundation, and you can figure out where you can place it. But it's good to know roughly what the rules are. Grab all. I probably shouldn't have jumped. That's going to hurt. No, it didn't. It didn't, which is good. So yeah, let's get number 6 out. So let's see if I can show this to you in a visual way. Well, first things first, actually turn that good old concrete into foundation. Come on, Josh, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Don't pretend you don't. That's the one. Right, so let's place this down. In fact, let's get rid of that one. Show you a couple of things. So, if I was to place a small foundation, let's really do this in a nice way. Let's put that on hotbar 7. Then, yeah, no problem. The miner will clip onto there, where the node is, with no problem. Now, if you look, if I direct myself up there, you can see the pipe that comes down from the asset, from the object, and that has to connect with the top of the node for your module to work. So therefore, if you place a larger one, you have to be confident that it's going to be the right height. So in this case it is, but if you place, for example, if you place a flat one, slightly lower one, I don't know, slightly higher off of something else. Is there anything? Is there anything that's gonna... There we go. There. And on top. Nope. Well, it's still gonna get there. And then build this out. So you see it's just off. Back to the point where I can't even see it. Just off the position. And try and place it on. Well, first of all, you're going to struggle because you can't even reach. So let's try and get on top. Then this doesn't clip, and the reason is, if I push it off to the edge, you can see that the red isn't quite matching it. So it needs to be placed on a resource node. I'll just to confirm, I will make sure that it's no longer hitting the floor too steep. But you can see it is not clipping to the resource. So that's key for placing miners on foundations. Make sure that your foundation is not too high, but you equally want to be very careful and not make it too low, because if you make it very low to the ground, number one, when grass starts to poke through and it doesn't actually look very impressive at all. It doesn't work the way you probably want it to. But number two, if you're going off in another direction, then at some point, as you'd like to see there, foundation might need to raise. You want to make the most out of one layer before you start having to... Well, I think you should make the most out of one area and layer before you have to adjust for different heights and cause just some interesting placements of objects. So the way I like to do this is I like to build into the kind of structure of the earth a little bit. So here I'm going to keep the cliff behind me and I'm going to push the foundation back. My mine is approximately there. I'm going to go forward a couple more just to make this little platform look good. And there will be my mine. So a little off centre, but you can't easily get this perfect. Now my question is, do I go sideways? No, I'm going to go forwards with all of these. This is going to go forwards. And now the way I run power. So first off, I need a lot more copper cable. Did I collect the copper? Did I have any left? No. I'm going to collect that copper. So power cables at the beginning of the game, you have a you can have up to 4 connections per pole. So each pole handles 4. You will always have an incoming to that pole in effect, and in many cases it would be good to set up an outgoing, so you can create effectively lines of power cables, and therefore those lines of power cables only have 2 outputs. This means that planning is key. I'll get rid of that node eventually, but I tend to just place either one power pole next to any machine that I need. Again, I need to remember that collecting isn't enough. I actually have to make things out of it. Or next to every other machine. So I have 1 power pole per 2 machines, which means that, yeah, once again, I have 2 cables free. They go to those machines, and I've got 1 cable in and 1 cable out. The only rare exception is when I need to split off in more directions. So I try and keep to kind of cross grids, so if I have to split off, I split on 1 point, 1 north, 1 south, 1 east, 1 west, Although I don't know which way is north, south, east and west in this game. Wait, there's a compass right there. How much of a fool am I? I actually don't even know if the this forest is in the north. I could be completely wrong. Anyway, that'll do. Split off in the 4 directions that the power pole can create. And that's it. But I might have to do more. Oh, excuse me. It has been a long day. Am I done? No. Do I need to make any more? I've got a cable. So yeah, power. Number 1. So I'll place 1 power cable here, and I also quite like to have it in a sensible location. So I'm going to place it middle from there. Get the cable from here to here. And just temporarily I'll just have 1 cable out at the bottom. I have 2 biomass burners, both of them connected to there. And for now, just going to connect into that. So there's 1 space left on here and 2 spaces left on there. Let's go fill. I should have plenty of biomass to fill it for a while. In fact, let's also quickly check that I can't make any more. 2 stacks will do. There we go. That's not the biomass burner. It's out here. Now I'm not going to get involved into the specifics of power yet, but fundamentally biomass burns every 6 seconds, over 6 seconds if you use as much of it as possible. But if you're not, you can see this has lasted way more than 6 seconds. Basically, I'm using a 1/12? No, 1/8. No. Anyway, 5 out of 40 megawatts. There'll be maths there somewhere. Because I'm only using 1 machine. Now that's making 120 per minute. So it's very fast, but it can only ever store 100, so in a second it will turn off. But that's the start of my automation. Next step will be to ramp it out. Boiled by concrete! I mean, actually, for now I will ignore the concrete and I'll just place some lovely stuffs. So, I have no logistics to split, therefore all I'm going to do is place a couple of smelters down. I'll just place 1 on the tree apparently, 1 there, and 1 there. And now to get these to click together I'm holding down the control key. Now if you see here you have a line where it lines up with the conveyor belt output, which is the top line, and the position of the mine, which is the second. So I can kind of get them into a similar place as both, but not both at the same time. It's quite difficult. Not that it matters. I'm going to do 4 for now, but I'm not going to connect them up. In fact, I'm not going to do 4 because, right, yep, am I? Thoughts, processing, considerations. Whatever I do, these are far too close anyway, so I'm going to hand feed one of them, i.e. plates. I'm going to hand feed one of them and do the rest directly in. But at least it'll get me smelting away and ready to go for the next plan. I mean, really I need to get a miner on the limestone because I am going to be using a lot, and I mean a huge lot of concrete to cover my areas and build my platforms, build my factories and build upwards. But I'm feeling really good about this. This is going to be a good time. And it's coming up to the time to end an episode as well. I'm nearly at the half-an-hour mark. I know this hasn't necessarily been that exciting so far. Lots of handcrafting, but I think that's definitely the early slog of the game. if you want to automate more, then it takes you longer gathering leaves. So it's kind of a no-win scenario. Yeah, let's at least make sure I finish this. So, as I said, it's not going to look pretty, but 2 machines, 1 throughput, and they are now powered. Both will be iron, and the first one will receive its funding of iron. And this is where the power kicks in. So this uses 4 megawatts rather. So it's now using 4 because this is only actually pumping out intermittently. And a quick explanation of why. That's making 120, and my belts can only handle one over on this side 60. Which means I can only actually put half onto the belt, so that's only working half the time, which means my graph is going to keep doing this jaggedy. So this is what I mean by maxing out. I want to try and get to the point where I'm using all 120 output and going straight into as many smelters as possible. Another thing, this is only using 30 a minute, so this is where I would be splitting from here and going into the other one, and so on and so forth. What I can do right now is at least chuck that in and get it going. Another way of doing it is get the storage container, get a conveyor belt, and do that, which I will do. So I will come over here every so often, pick up the iron from there, and chuck it into there. And then that'll just keep it going. And I could get these coming out and going into the next thing. So I think that'll be what I do next episode. I will work towards making some plates and some rods. Nothing too fancy, just make the most of what I have right now. It has been an absolute pleasure. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.